Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to discuss knee joint. First of all, we are going to discuss about the gross anatomy of the knee joint, and then in the next slide we will discuss about the clinical anatomy. In between these two slides, you will enjoy the 3D animation of the knee joint along with the movement, and it's the largest and the most complex joint of the body. It is condylar type of the synovial joint, incorporating two condylar joints between the condyles of the femur and tibia, and saddle joint between the femur and patella. It is also a complex joint as cavity is divided by the menisci. Now, what are the menisci? You will learn in the next upcoming slides. Articular surfaces. The knee joint is formed by the condyles of the femur above, patella, which is not shown in this diagram, and inferiorly the condyles of the tibia. Now let's have a look about the ligaments of the knee joint. There are 10 ligaments and 2 menisci. Let's identify these ligaments. Follow the mouse pointer and I will show you the ligaments with their origin and insertion points. First of all, the fibrous capsule. The fibrous capsule is not shown, and I am going to discuss this capsule in the end. The second is ligamentum patellae. Ligamentum patellae or patellar ligament, tibial collateral or medial ligament. Here you can see the tibial collateral or medial ligament. The fourth one is fibular collateral ligament. Fifth one is transverse ligament of the knee. This ligament connects the two menisci. Now on the posterior side, you will find the posterior menisciofemoral ligament, this one, oblique popliteal ligament. The oblique popliteal ligament is a tendinous expansion of the semimembranosus muscle, which you have already studied in the back of the leg, this one. And this is semimembranosus tendon. Now identify the popliteus muscle. This is the popliteus muscle which has been cut out, and you will find the arcuate popliteal ligament. This one is the arcuate popliteal ligament. Now come to the anterior and posterior cruciate ligaments. Anterior cruciate ligament and posterior cruciate ligament. These are very thick and strong fibrous bands which act as direct bonds of union between the tibia and femur to maintain the anterior and posterior stability of the knee joint. These are very important. The anterior cruciate ligament begins from the anterior part of the intercondylar area of the tibia, runs upwards, backwards and laterally, and it is attached to the posterior part of medial surface of the lateral condyle of femur. The posterior part of medial surface of the lateral condyle of femur. The posterior cruciate ligament begins from the posterior part of intercondylar area of tibia, runs upwards, forwards and medially, and it is attached to the anterior part of medial condyle of femur. Now in the flexion and extension of knee joint, the anterior cruciate ligament is taut during extension and posterior cruciate ligament is taut during the flexion of the knee joint. This diagram shows the superior view of tibia. You will find the two menisci. This one is lateral meniscus and this is medial meniscus. The menisci are two fibrocartilaginous discs. They are shaped like crescents. They deepen the articular surfaces of the condyles of the tibia and partially divide the joint cavity into upper and lower compartments. The upper and lower compartments you will find in the sagittal view of the knee joint, which I am going to show you in the next slide. Each meniscus has the following features. It has two ends, anterior end and posterior end, two borders. The outer border, which is thick and attached to the fibrous capsule. This red color shows the synovial membrane lining the fibrous capsule. Look at the structure here. The two surfaces of menisci are the upper surface, which is concave for the articulation of the femur, and lower surface is flat and rest on the peripheral 2/3 of the tibial condyles. Fibrous capsule of the knee joint. The fibrous capsule is very thin and is deficient anteriorly, which is replaced by the quadriceps femoris tendon, the patella, and patellar ligament. Femoral attachment. Anteriorly, it is deficient. Posteriorly, it is attached to the intercondylar line. Laterally, it encloses the origin of popliteus. This one is the popliteus muscle. Tibial attachment. It is attached about 0.5 to 1 centimeter beyond the articular margins. It has three special features. Anteriorly, it descends along the margin of the condyles to the tibial tuberosity. Posteriorly, it is attached to the intercondylar ridge. And posterolaterally, there is a gap behind the lateral condyle for the passage of tendon of popliteus. Diagram shows the radiograph of knee joint. Here you will find patella. These are the two condyles of femur. This protrusion is medial epicondyle, and on this side is lateral epicondyle. This bone is tibia. These are the intercondylar eminence, the lateral condyle of tibia, medial condyle of tibia, and this bone is fibula. You will find head of fibula, the neck, and the lower portion. The knee joint is supplied by anastomosis around the knee joint, which you have learned already in the previous lectures. The nerve supply follows the Hilton's law. Anteriorly, femoral nerve, posteriorly, sciatic nerve, and medially, obturator nerve. Supplies the proprioception as well as sensory. Now, in these slides, you are going to view the 3D animation of the knee joint, movement and structures. So, hope you will enjoy. let's have a general overview regarding the applied anatomy of the knee joint. This picture is very interesting. The two footballers or rugby players collide each other. The knee of the football player suddenly flexes and laterally rotated, which results in the injury of three structures. Number 1, anterior cruciate ligament. Number 2, tibial collateral ligament. And number 3, medial meniscus. The injury to these three structures known as unhappy triad. Unhappy triad of the knee. Anterior and posterior cruciate ligaments prevents the dislocation of the knee joint anteriorly or posteriorly. If anterior cruciate ligament is torn, the knee joint displaced anteriorly or tibia displaced anteriorly, this is called anterior draw sign, which is positive. And if tibia draws or dislocates posteriorly, this is called posterior draw sign or injury to the posterior cruciate ligament. This picture shows the arthroscopy of the knee joint. Arthroscopy means to visualize the internal structure of the knee joint through a camera. That's all about today's class. Thank you very much.